All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the Firehouse Building Committee, March 10th, 2025, 5:30 PM. We are in the Harvey Hearing Room. A quick roll call. Karen Chavez.
Here.
Steve Calandra. Jill Dorr.
Here.
Paul Flanagan. Jack Dempsey.
Yeah.
Hannah Belcher.
Here.
Shannon Poulos. Zoom. Joe Hanlon. Zoom also, thank you. Mark Wallers. Council President Lettieri.
Yeah.
Kim Dimes. And myself, and honorary member Dick Banks. All right, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For the record, this meeting is on Zoom. The meeting ID is 814-5562-9792, and the passcode is 446772. The telephone number is 309-205-3325, and this meeting is being recorded on WCAT. Entertain at this time a motion to approve the minutes from the February 3rd meeting.
Motion.
Motion by Karen Chavez, a second. Second by Jill Dorr. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, it's unanimous, the ayes have it. Now I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as circulated of the February 24th meeting.
Motion.
Motion by Council President Lettieri, seconded by Mrs. Dorr, Anna.
I have one correction. If I gave you this date, I apologize. The last day to register is March 26th, not March 25th. If I gave you the
Okay,
25th, I do apologize.
okay, so last day to register,
Is March 26th.
Okay, so noted. Motion to accept as amended.
I don't know if it's true, it says absentee ballots are available on town clerk website. Also, early voting ballots are available. Because the absentee ballot actually says absentee ballot application, and the early voter says early voter. So I don't know if you want to just add that into the minutes.
Make an amendment.
so add, say that again, Karen, add what?
Well, you've got absentee, just add early voter.
Okay.
All right. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And one abstention, I was not here, so I'll abstain. The motion passes, thank you. We'll open it up now to public comment.
I'll say something. I'd just like to thank, for anybody that's watching, well, some members here that did pass through. We want to thank the public for coming out for our first tour of the firehouse. I think it went really well this time. We had a lot of people show up, a lot more than last time. It was very engaging. We gave them an in-depth look. I think we opened the eyes to a lot of people who might have been on the fence about whether these buildings were really in the states that we described. So I just want to thank the general public for coming out.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment? Jill, anybody on Zoom?
No? No. Nope.
Nobody on Zoom. All right, we'll close public comment at this time. On the new business, as Kevin brought up, we had open houses, both firehouses over the weekend. They were better attended than they were last time. They were fairly well attended. The consensus opinion was, of course, we obviously need the station, and I think we did, to his, as he stated. Convince some people who were maybe on the fence that the obvious desperate need of the station. So that went very well. There were a lot of people here that were at the Golden Drive today. We had a coffee hour today at Golden Drive that was well-attended, that I thought went very well. There were a lot of people there from the Precinct 4, from the senior housing community, and it went very, very well. Any other members, any committee members have anything else they would like to discuss?
Just going off of that meeting this morning, I think it does, people show their concern and they show their understanding that the need is so desperate. And to hear the questions and, they seem to be very on board with this. They seem to be happy with the location. And again, they just seem to say how much of a need that there is and how appreciative they are with the fire department and all the work that they do and how they put their lives on the line every day for the citizens. And, I think the overwhelming amount of people there felt that it was time for the citizens to do the same. And, they think the town has listened to the concerns of the citizens in terms of location, in terms of cost, in terms of what we need as a town, and it seems like they understand it, and they're happy with the decisions that we've made, so, and it seems like voter turnout will be good.
All right, excellent. Any other comment from the committee?
Is there any list of just Seal Harbor, the next coffee hour so far?
That is the other one, there are two that are scheduled.
Seal Harbor this Thursday at 6 p.m. And you don't have to live at Seal Harbor, it's open to the public. Another coffee hour, 6 p.m. Seal Harbor 3, in the function room. And on the 25th at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, the senior center.
And again, if anybody would like to host a coffee hour, we'd be happy to oblige. We would have several members of the committee available to speak. Just get in touch with the Firehouse Committee. We have a website, you can contact us through the Winthrop Town website, go to the Firehouse Building Committee website, and feel free to drop a line. We would love to host a coffee if somebody would care to do so.
Commissioner?
Chairman, are the plans for the firehouse, the interior, is that etched in stone yet?
Oh, God, no, still just conceptual.
Is it, after looking at them, there were a number of changes I think would be beneficial, that could, looking further down the line, if you're coming up with NFPA manning, or possibly have taken over the ambulance for the city, or whatever, the bunk rooms probably need to be expanded. I was noticing you have a captain's office and a lieutenant's office. I'm not sure your exact makeup,
Right.
but, each unit, each company should be considered separate as far as record keeping and just operated as a single department, if you will. So each office, each unit, engine 2, engine 3, ladder 1, should have their own office, I would think, and the officer would work out of there.
There were definitely some changes that I saw that I would like to make if we were.
Okay. Yeah, I just think we could use the space could be better utilized, and looking into the future in case, if you have a snowstorm or something, and if you put people on overtime, you wanna have enough room, and I would suggest, recommend that maybe I can probably set up a tour of one of the new firehouses that Boston just recently built, to get a, maybe some ideas from there.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an idea going forward, that once we get through the election, we would
Right.
certainly tour some local, some regional firehouses, some of the new stations, and pick out what some of the good and some of.
Okay, I
what's
realize,
relevant, some what's not.
I realize that the election is the most important
Oh, yeah.
part right
Yeah.
now, but just wanted to
No,
make sure
absolutely.
that we're not overlooking that, and then 5 years from now, going, we should have did this or that, and it costs more money.
Sure.
easy to make the changes on paper right now.
Just to go off of what, the commissioner just said, my first involvement with anything like this was the new middle school, high school. And the first conceptual design that we had, I cannot tell you how many times we changed it, not only from the exterior to the interior, just to get those tiles on the outside of the building. I don't even know how many people notice them, but they're waves. They're supposed to indicate that we're an oceanside community. And as far as the inside is concerned, I think the council president can tell us. I don't know how many times we made changes on the inside. So nothing is written in stone until you finally say to the architect and the builder, this is it, we're happy, go. Nothing gets done.
I think kind of some of the changes I was looking at that could possibly happen probably won't cost any money to make those changes. It's not the size of the building or anything, it's just reconfiguration of space.
Well, that's what happened with the middle school, high school, because as you know, we had a budget, I think, of 82 million, and we had to stay within that budget. But there were just so many. I mean, the architect would come to us and say, this, and this, and somebody on the committee would say, but that's not for our school, that's not what we want for our school. So it got changed.
Yeah, thank you.
But it is important to say that we did stay within budget, we were under budget on the
We
middle
came
high
in
school, so-
1.5 under.
And like Jack said, that there were changes that I'm sure
Yep.
we'll end up making, but we still are very cognizant of the budget that we're telling the community.
Any other committee members have anything they'd like to bring up or discuss?
I just want to compliment the Winthrop firefighters. I think that they certainly have done their job as far as social media is concerned. They must be out there a lot because myself, being down at Marketplace or Woodside Hardware or down at the bank or just in Winthrop Center, I can't tell you how many people have come up to me and called me by name. Some of them, I don't know who they are, to be honest with you, just to ask me a question. And it wasn't a question of an overview, it was a specific question, something that they wanted to know. And if I could answer it, I certainly tried my hardest to answer it. But I think somebody is out there doing something good because I know like I say, I've been approached a lot.
They are putting out some good information on their own local union's website. And I know only because I checked a couple of times that they'll get 10,000 hits on something that they put up in 48 hours. And so they're getting a lot of traffic on their website, and a lot of it's all good information. Just an update on the website. The website is completely up and running now. It's all been updated. The facts, the numbers are all accurate. It's the interactive finance page is accurate. If anybody hasn't been to it, it will tell you exactly what your assessed value. There is a link to it. There's a link to the assessor's page that you can type in your address and it will tell you your exact assessed value. Plug in your exact assessed value and it tells you what your not only annual cost for the project would be, but your quarterly cost for the project. And it goes in to give you an update on the debt exclusions that are coming off of the rolls in the future during the lifetime of this debt exclusion.
What's the website address on?
So if you go to the town's website, winthropma.gov, there is a link to the new fire station. That will take you to it. Or if you want to go directly, it's winthropfirestation.com.
Thank you.
Chief Wiley, where was that link as I was literally just looking?
So
On
on
the
the
site.
finance tab,
Oh,
there's,
in the firehouse
yes,
website, but the link,
winthropfirestation.com.
but is there the link on the town page
It is, no, it's on the winthropfirestation.com page.
with the fire station? Got it.
And then there's a
Okay.
finance tab at the top, a bar, you drop down, takes you to the finance page, and then I believe it's in blue.
But can we get that web link on the town's
You have
page?
I believe it's
It,
on there.
I think it is, and I'm trying to, I've seen it on there, Shannon.
Well, didn't we, was it on there before and then it didn't?
It
link to
didn't,
one?
it didn't, and now I can't find it at all.
Is it on that master page?
I'm on the
Where it
firehouse building
says-
committee.
Oh, can you grab
anyway, it's just another place maybe if people are looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
If we could, Jim, I don't know, if,
Yeah, I'm looking now, because I thought it was up here also.
Wait, who maintains this one?
the town one.
It's on one.
Town one,
It's
Larissa.
on, it's
Larissa.
on the webpage. And then it says, it's under, there's trash, public records, and then it says proposed new fire station.
And that'll take you to, and then on that menu, there's a drop down for the finance page.
You get that property lookup.
Right, proposed new fire station, right.
I saw, because I saw the property lookup page. Yeah, because here's a list of meetings too that we've had.
Brings you right to it.
So if
Yeah.
you go back down.
And then the menu, finance. Do you have it, Jan?
Sorry, you're on the town website.
Yep.
And where, which, under
where it
what?
says menu.
So if you just stay
Yeah.
on the home page on the
Yep.
town website, scroll down a bit,
There's finance right there.
Finance
Yeah.
right there.
you'll see the
Yeah, I
the
saw
circle
that.
tab,
Yep.
report a
Yep.
problem,
See
pay a
the
bill
property
online.
lookup? That's the link
on the
to the
front
town
page.
assessor's page.
Oh, up here.
And then
Oh,
it will
oh.
say, and then scroll down a little bit more, it will say trash, recycling, public records, and then it
Yep.
says proposed new fire
Oh,
station.
it's right in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you click on that, then it brings
That
you
will take
to
you
it.
right to this.
Oh, all right, perfect. Just because I think that would just be, if people.
But I don't know what this looks like on my, it doesn't look like this on my desktop, though.
No, because you'll have a whole. story,
Yeah.
a
I
banner
think it's the
across
whole
It's on the
banner
first page.
across.
Right. It's on the front homepage.
it. All right.
There were some kids too I saw on, was that on the firefighters page, or was that the Say Yes page? Some kids talking about voting yes, holding up signs.
Oh, yeah, that's on the
Yes,
homepage.
yes for Winthrop.
That's on.
Yes
Oh,
for
that's,
Winthrop.
yeah, yes for Winthrop, okay.
Yeah.
My daughter runs upstairs to show me these things.
All right, any other new business? Seeing none, we'll move on to old business. Chief Flanagan contacted a local printing company to talk about a mailer. It was an estimate to send out a mailer, I'm happy to discuss it if anybody wants to talk about it, but I don't know if it's if it's financially feasible for us to send out a mailer at that cost, if we can, it was, if you could hand that to Shannon, I don't think she saw it. That would be to send a mailer out around the town. And I don't know that we're in a position to do that at this point.
I think we talked about this last time and I'm forgetting. Do we have a group that is organized to raise money? Because I know we can't, but is there a group organized to raise money?
No.
There is not right now.
And was there last time?
There was, but it was just for a specific purpose. It wasn't for a full campaign and stuff like this.
It was like for the signs,
But it
or
was just, okay.
for the postcards.
Yeah,
Like
no,
a campaign to have a fundraiser to raise money for different type events or, you know, multiple events. It was just for one specific purpose before, just for
could
the
we
signs.
do, I'm just wondering if we could use it for this.
Yeah, but now it's just time sensitive now.
Right.
And
You
Is it
probably
still active?
cut it in half if you assembled a crew to, like the old days when they used to
Go out
hand
with them.
voting cards, and canvass the town itself.
now is that's for 8,500, 8,400?
That's everything but businesses. Here's a
Right,
list
so,
of-
I mean, you could cut it in a third by just doing registered voters, right?
Yep.
And then you could cut it again if you're looking at frequent voters. So like you say, you
Yeah,
can
You can whittle it down.
definitely whittle it down a bit.
So the 8,500, that's about our registered voters, right?
Oh, that's
No,
households.
14,000.
Households.
That's
That's
households.
8,500
Oh,
households,
got
so
it.
that's every household.
That's
in
every
Winthrop,
household.
Right. So if there's 19,000, 20,000 people in Winthrop, there's 14,000 roughly registered voters.
Maybe you got 5,000.
So you probably have,
houses or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
4,000 or
something like that.
5,000 houses. And you'd want to target that and get specific, I think, as, you know, look at, out of the 14,000 voters, you have probably 3,000 regular voters that vote at every election, and then you might have another 3,000 or 4,000 that vote on state and local elections. and maybe another handful on a federal election. So, you're really trying to target those 4,000 voters, which could be 2,000 households.
'Cause I did have a few people ask me specifically about the mailers, and why we haven't, and I said, well, it was interesting, because it was somebody who I would have expected would have realized that this committee can't advocate. And the person didn't realize that there isn't a committee formed that can.
There's so many opportunities now, so, I mean, really, if you have just a link, the QR code,
Right, but
that's all you need
who,
for,
who has the bank account?
I don't think there is a bank account right now, I think
No,
that
the
committee
old
was-
one,
No, I think
is
it
that
was
still
closed.
active?
No.
It was, got it.
So, now, can we put an ad in with a QR code in the transcript to have people, but again, there are people that don't use the internet or don't use the QR code, but anything you're gonna put on a postcard, you're gonna get at the Winthrop Fire Station website, it's just getting people to the website. When you get the card, you're getting it in the mail, you're looking at it, you're reading it right there. But even that card is going to basically give you a QR code, you're not gonna get all the information on that card, so either way, it's just finding the easiest way to get people
Yeah.
to look at the information, that's all you really want, you're not saying you have to vote yet, but you wanna be informed, you wanna understand.
Well, also having a Saturday election, I think
Board
it's
had
big
a-
that
has a meeting that
the
night.
town's electronic
So we have to
signs
do
are
that.
all out for
Yes,
a
we
week.
talked about that.
Vote on Saturday, you know?
You will definitely have
Not
those
the
up.
day before or 2 days for the week, so nobody can say they forgot.
Has the transcript put in anything about the website yet?
The
You know?
transcript, I think the transcript will have something in this week's paper.
We also, I spoke to the town manager about, as the election gets closer, we'll put out a reverse 911 call, and all the people who have opted into it will get a reminder, a telephone call reminder, an email reminder, a text message reminder that the election will be on that Saturday.
How soon before? A week before?
Probably a week before, maybe do one the week before and one a few days before.
Do you want anything on the town manager's newsletter this week? Because I think I only asked Larissa for 4 weeks, and it could be up.
It was on
For
last
an
week.
extra,
I had to do it through the 8th, which was the open house. Do we want to
yeah,
put,
you can reach out to Larissa.
Do you think it's good to skip a week and then go in, or just keep going?
I don't know. Let me call Larissa tomorrow and see.
All right, the next item on the agenda was a clarification on the debt exclusion. Karen had asked that we put this on here just to clear up any misconception or any confusion. Did you want to elaborate on
Well,
it,
Jim
Karen?
can do it.
Jim?
The only reason I asked for it was brought to my attention by a member of the committee that some taxpayers think the way that we speak about Millfield is coming off, the middle school, high school's coming off, the Gorman's already come off, the Cummings has already come off, that they're gonna see a reduce in their taxes. That's not the way a debt exclusion works.
Right, well, I think you mean that if their taxes were 8,000 this year, they're gonna go to 7,800 next year.
Right, exactly.
They do come off the tax rolls, they do get paid off, and they do have a reduction in the taxes. However, if your taxes, for easy math, are $10,000, and the taxes are gonna go up 2.5% every year, because that's what the state allows the municipalities to do. So your taxes next year are gonna be $10,250. If Miller Field came off, and it's roughly $130 a year, your taxes would be, and everything else stayed the same, so now your taxes are gonna be $10,130. They're technically down from what they would have been, but they're not down from the prior year. So I guess it's a reduction. We try to explain it in the finance page, as the chief said, we have tabs that will show you in fiscal 32, when Miller Field comes off, the reduction, so to speak, in the the taxes. It would be, it's, maybe a credit is a better word to say, because it's
Yeah,
a
right.
credit on your tax bill. It prevents your taxes from going up to a higher level, I guess, is what it does. But it definitely is a payment that is made every year, because on a typical year, your taxes are gonna go up 2.5%, and then the cost of an override is also gonna be on there, or a debt exclusion. And as that debt exclusion gets paid off, it would come off the tax rolls. So it's not like a rebate, you're not getting a check in the mail.
Right.
But your taxes are reduced by the amount of the debt exclusion,
I hope that clarifies things.
or makes it more confusing.
All right, does anybody on the committee have anything else they'd like to discuss? Nothing. I'll give anybody in the audience another shot, public comment? Nothing. Jill, Zoom?
I don't see anybody in hands. Nothing on Zoom.
All right, well, the next, available times we have to schedule a meeting, I would like to schedule, is March 24th. It's 2 weeks from tonight, it's a Monday night at 5:30 PM, if everyone's available. And then our last meeting before the election, April 3rd is a Thursday night. And we'll pencil in 5:30 PM for that as well, and that would be our last meeting before the election.
I'll call Denise tomorrow and put us in for that, the 3rd. All right,
Okay. And seeing no other information?
What time is
Can
that,
we,
on the
can we talk
twenty-fourth?
about a standout? Is it appropriate for, we can't, right?
I'm trying to
You
put
have
it
to-
on.
You'll be the only one here.
Like a stand up with signs?
Yeah.
That'd be
March
fun.
Can we do that?
24th
I
is
guess,
five-
I don't know what,
5:30.
Okay.
what's
And April
appropriate for this
3rd is
committee
5.
versus not.
I mean, this committee, it's
Five.
appropriate for us to just give factual information, not to persuade people, but I'm hoping somebody out there would try
I'll
to
try to drum
organize a
up,
stand
yeah.
out.
So, Chief,
Sir.
April 3rd was 5 PM. not
5:30.
5:30.
5:30. And I know that coming up, there's gonna be some handouts and pamphlets that the union, the fire union is gonna be doing at the marketplace, coming up on a couple of Saturdays and Sundays.
And again, all this information that we talk about at these meetings, that the firefighters are dispersing, it all can be found at winthropfirestation.com. It has multiple links and a lot of information to gather, so I encourage people again to go to winthropfirestation.com.
And again, there is a tab on that for anybody who's listening or watching or doing it. If you have a question, you can't make it to a meeting, you wanna ask a question, there is a tab. Just drop it down, ask a question, somebody on the Firehouse Committee will get back to you right away. Anybody who wants to host a coffee or knows somebody, we'd love to do it, we're happy to do it, we'll come out. We had one today, we've got another one coming up very shortly. A couple of them, we want at Seal Harbor, and a couple more. Seeing nothing else?
Was that,
Yep.
was on the website where, the questions are, were those other questions deleted? Does anybody know off the top of their head?
No, most of those questions are still there. Some of them were deleted, the ones that are not relevant.
Okay,
But there were some that direct people, we left them on there somewhat intentionally because people would say, what about the middle school site?
Yeah,
Can't you use the middle school site? We think that that's a great site, we think that that's a perfect place for it. So rather than, we're saying to people, we're giving you what you asked for. You wanted the middle school site, we had the survey, Walden Street Middle School, so it just reinforces that.
okay. Just so people know that if they see the date is 23,
Those are old questions.
they're old questions, but we left them there on purpose.
Right, but the questions are there, if anybody has any questions, ask them. Of course, you can always call the fire station, you can ask them. Jill will happily direct you in the right direction. Again, thank you people for being here.
I'll just say too, and again, you go to the website, get all this information, but a lot of people out there, the bottom line, people say, wow, you just had an hour meeting, you didn't mention the price once, so we'll just go over, this is a $38.5 million debt exclusion that we're asking for. The thought is to pay this off in 25 years instead of 30, like a typical home mortgage, and the savings to the town by doing that is roughly $8.4 million. The cost, the average assessed value in Winthrop as of today is $697,305. Based on that property, this cost would be roughly $495 a year, roughly $135 a tax bill a quarter. This would not start, the full impact of this, that $135 a tax quarter would not kick in until January 1st of 2028. There would be some early anticipated bond that we would go out and get some anticipation notes to pay for demolition and such, and as we hire an OPM and get the process started, but the full borrowing would not take effect until fiscal '28. So this is not, debt exclusion is not something that you're going to see this increase July 1st of this year. It would be roughly 2.5 years before you saw the increase on the tax rolls.
Any other discussion from the committee? None. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned at 6:02.
Thank you all.